What about if my baby daddy is mentally and emotionally abusive? Do I just endure it so he can be in my daughter's life? He literally used her as an excuse to talk to me. I'll answer this question for you, but before I answer it, welcome to my channel where I peacefully fuck up your illusion and where the truth only hurts when you live a lie. Although you can't use no contact to the fullest degree, you still can use it to a certain extent. I made this analogy in a past TikTok, but I'm gonna do it again. See, people with bad energy is very contagious. And you gotta approach this like a doctor would when they're dealing with a sick patient. So let's just say you're dealing with a patient that's very contagious or they have something airborne. What does the doctor do? That's right, they scrub up. They put the mask on, they put the gloves on, deal with the patient accordingly. After you finish dealing with your patient, you come out and you simply wash your hands. You wash them thoroughly so you won't pick up bad energy, which is a germ, and infect it with anybody you're probably going to be around, which is your loved one. In the midst of the situation, you could limit the contact. See, when you and baby daddy can't get along, there are certain conversations you can have. Does the baby need anything? Outside of that baby, y'all have nothing else to talk about. They start going into other shit, just hang up the phone. Better yet, it's if y'all exchanging a child. You can have somebody loving and trustworthy to go with you. Better yet, you can send somebody you know and love to go pick up that baby. See, y'all don't have to deal with each other like that. Of course, y'all have to deal with each other to an extent. But in the midst of the situation, when the conversation get off of the kid, you can literally shut the conversation down right then and there. A lot of times, narcissistic ass baby daddy, they'll use their kids as pawn to get in contact with you. But a good way to test their fatherhood is really not give them no energy. Just literally every time they pick up the phone, if your child is old enough, let them speak to your child directly. Better yet, if your kids are not old enough, conversation need to be strictly about the kid. The moment that you see the conversation going left and he's making it about you, you shut it down. You owe nobody no explanation of your healing. So if that means you need to take your space, so be it. You don't owe nobody nothing, but you owe yourself everything. You allow yourself to be mentally, emotionally abused. But that means you can also put a stop to it. In the midst of the situation where he might be sending you hurtful text messages, you can block his number temporarily. Of course, you can unblock it when a little time died down and y'all ready to exchange the baby and stuff like that. But in the midst of the situation, presence is becoming too overwhelming, it's okay to block his number for about 2 or 3 days. And most people gonna hate me saying this, but hear me out for a minute. I don't care what the fellas say about me when I say this shit. You trying to give your baby mama hell? Like literally trying to give her hell on purpose. I'm not talking about the man who's just trying to be there for their kid and the baby mama's making it harder for him. I'm talking about men who's really on bitch shit. Trying to make it hard for his baby mama. Trying to start fights and shit. Trying to keep tabs on who she's fucking with. And you out here doing your goddamn thing. This situation, if your well-being isn't on point, it means it's going to have an effect on how you raise our kids. So honestly, if he really loved his kids the way he's supposed to, he would literally have you in a good headspace to do so. That means not to cause turmoil, to be mentally, emotionally abusive to you, because that hurt will transition to your kids. If he's trying his hardest to be emotionally and mentally abusive to you, that means he's not thinking about his kids at the moment. Now, at the same token, I would not advocate for you to keep him out of your baby's life, because nowhere across the board do you want your kid to grow up and they have that story that your mama kept me away from you. You always want to leave the door open. You want to eliminate all the excuses that he would have for not being there. If he's a detriment to the children, like he would hurt the kids, then absolutely, that's a different story. Keep him away. If he's not hurting the kids, always leave the door open. Worst case scenario, he can use that as the kids get older, be like, I wanted to get you, but your mom kept me from you. No, do not let him off that easy. But at the same time, you can limit your contact with him. I get it. It could start off about being about the kid. But the moment it starts to switch into something else, politely ignore the text, ignore the call. If it ain't got nothing to do about the kids, it ain't nothing else we need to talk about for those who need it.